The CEO of a South Korean battery company has been jailed for 15 years over a deadly fire. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. If you haven't yet subscribed, it'd help out the channel if you could do so. And also, please like the video. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. South Korea has jailed the CEO of a battery manufacturer for 15 years in a shocking turn of events, which I don't think anyone really predicted. The chief executive of a South Korean lithium battery maker, where 23 workers were killed in a fire last year, was sentenced to 15 years in prison on Tuesday in the toughest ruling over an industrial accident in the history of Korea. Park Soon-kwan, the CEO of the battery maker Aricell, has been charged under the country's industrial safety laws, which subjects senior executives to prison terms of more than 1 year when found guilty in the event of fatal accidents. Park, the chief executive, failed to ensure safety measures were in place and that the fire was not an unpredictable accident under the conditions the company was operating in, the judge cited the court's ruling as saying. In other words, they're saying he was basically responsible, at least to some degree. The lawyers for Park could not be immediately reached for comment. South Korean media said the longest sentence previously given under the law was 2 years, and his is 15 years. Investigators have said the company operated without proper safety protocols or training for its workers, many of whom were hired on a temporary basis in order to circumvent safety rules, and failed to address signs of dangerous quality defects in products in a rush to meet supply deadlines. Park has previously apologized but denied the allegations of safety lapses at the factory, which is located in the city. South Korean President Lee Jae has said not enough was being done to protect workers from being killed or injured on the job, despite introducing the law aimed at holding employers accountable with criminal prosecution in 2022. Last year, 589 people died in job-related accidents in Korea, according to government data. So what actually happened? Well, on the 24th of June, 2024 in South Korea, a lithium battery factory owned by Aricell caught on fire after several batteries exploded. The fire killed 23 workers and actually wounded 8 more, mostly Chinese nationals. So what actually preceded these events? Well, Aricell manufactures non-rechargeable lithium chloride batteries. A 1986 Jet Propulsion Laboratory study titled Safety Considerations of Lithium Chloride Cells noted that safety hazards have ranged from mild venting of toxic materials to violent explosions and fires. I should make it very clear, these are not batteries that you use in electric cars. They are non-rechargeable lithium batteries. Starting at 10:31 a.m. on the 24th of June, 2024, a series of explosions occurred at a warehouse in a battery plant which contained more than 35,000 batteries. The fire started at a workstation on the second floor. The batteries contained many flammable components, such as lithium, causing the fire to spread incredibly rapidly. Large clouds of white smoke were present throughout, with numerous explosions occurring. And 100 people were working at the warehouse at the time of the initial explosion, with most of them, fortunately, reaching safety. Many sections of the roof, though, collapsed due to the fires, and large sections of concrete were scattered around nearby streets due to the incredible force of the explosions after intense heat burned in the factory. You can imagine massive pieces of concrete just flying through the air. About 145 personnel and 50 units of firefighting and rescue equipment were deployed to the scene. The fire caused by the explosions was extinguished about 5 hours after the first explosion, and it wasn't until 10 past 3 that the fire actually was put to an end. Casualties: 17 Chinese workers, 5 South Koreans, and 1 Laotian were among the dead. They were identified as 17 women and 6 men. Fire officials reported that most of the workers were temporary employees who were not familiar with the floor plan of the factory. He said that workers died of smoke inhalation, though, instead of burn injuries. And the fire started on the second floor and spread to the workers' location, where they took 1 to 2 breaths before succumbing to the toxic battery smoke within only 15 seconds. That's how long it takes. Due to the intensity of the fire, it was very difficult to immediately identify the dead, say the firefighters. Missing people were discovered by geolocating their mobile phone signals to the second floor. Officials noted that the dead workers likely could not escape using stairs to the ground. 22 bodies were retrieved. 1 victim subsequently died in a hospital from smoke inhalation. 8 people were injured, 2 with second-degree burns. There was an investigation shortly afterwards. 3 company officials are under investigation on suspicion of violating industrial safety laws. On the 20th of August, and Arisel CEO Park Soon-Kwan was arrested after a warrant was issued against him over the disaster by a court in the country. His son, who is also an Aricell executive, was also arrested. On the 23rd of September 2025, the court then sentenced the CEO to 15 years imprisonment for violating the Serious Accidents Punishment Act and the Occupational Safety and Health Act. It sentenced Park's son, who was a general manager of the Arisel plant, to 15 years imprisonment and a 1 million won fine for violating the Occupational Safety and Health Act and occupational negligence resulting in death or injury. Now, I should make very, very clear, this is not a major battery company like CATL, like BYD, like Goshan High Tech, like Panasonic, like Samsung HDI, like LG Energy Solutions. It is not at that level, but it does show you how quickly you can die from toxic fumes from batteries, and why the kind of safety measures we see in today's electric cars are essential. Not just in EVs, but those safety measures should be also probably implemented in a lot of the electric bikes, the aftermarket modified bicycles with these batteries on the cheap batteries purchased on eBay, purchased online. There where we're seeing some of these dangerous fires occur. And those are the kind of products giving high quality batteries we see used for energy storage, used for EV batteries. It's giving them a bad name, even though they are not responsible. I think the decision from the South Korean government to come down really hard on these executives, on the CEO and the general manager, set a good precedent, and hopefully will prevent this kind of disastrous situation from happening again. The Sydney EV International Motor Show. If you want to get a 50% discount on your tickets, all you got to do, click the link in the description and use the promotion code that's in the description. Just copy and paste that. Now, I should mention there's only 200 tickets available per day. So if you go to use the promo code and you can't get a ticket, wait till the next day. Don't wait until the day before the show to get your tickets, because otherwise you'll probably miss out on getting the 50% discount.